We all have behaviors we want to change, yet willpower usually gives out. Instead, the brain runs the exact same routine, day after day. This highlights the Reticular Activating System, or RAS. Located in the brainstem, it's the ultimate gatekeeper, filtering out conscious attempts to change behavior. To bypass it, drop complex language and communicate through primitive channels your brain respects: imagery, emotion, and smell. Bypassing the RAS allows you to install a habit permanently, removing the need for constant conscious effort. The FEAR protocol provides the formula for rewriting an automated behavior: focus, emotion, agitation, and repetition. You will need 4 specific tools to begin: a target behavior, a notepad, a pen, and a strong, distinct scent, such as coffee beans. Move into your primary workspace or living room now. You must be in a space where you have the authority to change the physical layout. Treat this as a mandatory physical construction project. You are manually hacking the sensory data your brain receives from its environment. Step 1. Write your target behavior on the notepad. Now, apply the core rule of translation. Strip the goal of all abstract concepts and convert it into animalistic, sensory inputs. Avoid vague or conceptual language. If you write, "be more productive," your lower brain will ignore the command entirely. Instead, use specific data. Describe the exact site of the completed task, the physical feeling of the work, and the scent in the air. If your goal isn't simple enough for a dog to understand, the RAS will reject it. Step 2. Drop the pen. You are moving into the heavy lifting phase. We must now trigger agitation, the deliberate disruption of a familiar physical environment to force the brain out of its default mode. When a room remains unchanged for too long, your brain enters a state of neurological sleep. It stops processing the space and defaults to autopilot. To break this, physically move a large piece of furniture, change the lighting color, or turn your desk to a new orientation. This comparison shows the difference between tidying and agitation. To succeed, the actual geometry and navigation of the room must change. When you walk back into the space, the environment should feel jarring and slightly foreign. This physical discomfort is the signal that your brain's internal record button is now active. Step 3. Sit in your rearranged space with your notebook and your scent. Perform the very first physical action of your new habit right now. While executing that action, inhale the scent deeply to anchor the behavior to the new environment. Because the room's geometry is now unfamiliar, your brain is hyper-aware. This diagram represents the state where your neural pathways are most vulnerable to new data. This intersection of new geography, sharp smell, and direct action burns the behavioral pathway into the RAS. That lingering sense of environmental unease you feel is the physiological signal that the FEAR protocol is working. You have successfully built an environment primed to absorb your new habit. Repeat your habit in this specific space daily until your brain normalizes the new layout. When you start to notice yourself slipping back into autopilot, move the heavy furniture again to trigger fresh agitation. Behavioral rewiring is a continuous cycle of physical and environmental disruption.